After Lich leaves Hina crying in complete desolation, we meet two soldiers called Pele and Lin. They are in charge of taking care of and protecting a small town, but since there is never any crime there, they focus more on helping the residents, especially Lin. One day, a report from their superiors arrives stating that Lich is a wanted, dangerous criminal and, while they are patrolling the place to see if they find anything, they end up meeting a somewhat strange pudding man. He has a traditional no mask, just like the fugitive, so they try to unmask him, but he tells them that his mask is different from that of the fugitives. But since Lin wants to see who was under the mask, she finds it suspicious. And well, we don't think it's necessary to tell you that the strange pudding man is our protagonist, Licht. Seeing that his explanation did not work, Licht changes tactic, now explaining that he doesn't want to take off the mask because he is a guy who has no luck with women since his face is not exactly a replica of Brad Pitt. He continues by saying that any normal person would be ashamed if they were him and that his count is -1,000 because it represents the number of times a girl rejected him. He does a fantastic job convincing them by sobbing through the mask. Pele suggests that Lin should have a date with him so that he stops crying and so her count can go up, given that it represents the number of times she has helped someone. Lin agrees that she wants to increase her count and help Lich, so she offers to hold hands. They then share a cold drink and Pele forces them to go through a suspension bridge so that Pudding Guy can take advantage of Lin's fear and comfort her. However, things go south when Lin trips and breaks a plank. As Lin is about to fall, the Pudding Guy saves her and they then give another date a shot. But Pudding Guy is still licked and he is as perverted as ever, attempting to grope her. This is the last straw, so Lin stops the date and refuses to continue. Pele gets fed up and reveals that the guy is the fugitive they are looking for. Long story short, Pele knew from the beginning and just helped them get a fan service date. Obviously, all this makes Lin angry, so she starts kicking our protagonist, and don't think her kicks don't hurt because her kicks can break stones. But naturally, Lick dodges them all as if they're nothing. With the goal of trying to see what she has under her skirt, Licht goes into gallant mode and seduces her. And even worse, the girl falls into the trap, and just when Lin is going in to kiss him, he escapes and leaves her feeling ridiculed. Radically changing settings, we return to Nana and Hina. Hina asks her new friend when she is going to look for Licht, and Nana tells her that she will after collecting money for the trip. However, just then, they are interrupted by the arrival of Lieutenant Jail, who asks them if they know anything about Licht. Nana tells him that she has not seen him, and after they threaten her, she decides to put her life first and tells them that he went east. But since the lieutenant is experienced, he knows that she is lying, so before they decide to head west, he creates some metal spikes that come out of the ground and destroy Nana's mobile tavern. Back to Pele and Lin, they are handing out flyers for the creation of a new children's playground. That lasted until they met the Pudding Guy again and began to follow him. During the chase, Lin is stopped by the villagers who want to thank her for helping them, and others want to ask her for help. The chaos causes Lin to accidentally step on a girl's doll, breaking it. Our pudding protagonist realizes this, so he goes back to repair it, making the girl smile. This makes Lin realize that he's not that bad, but she still starts chasing after him until suddenly some spikes come out of the ground that pierce our protagonist. Exactly, it turns out that Lieutenant Jail had already arrived to catch him. But don't worry, because our main character was only pretending that the spikes hurt him. Afterwards, he gets up and takes off his pudding suit, showing us just how much of a hunk he really is. Jail gives the order to attack him, but he dodges all of them. However, one of the attacks goes towards Lin, and Licht saves her by blocking the attacks with his sword. Seeing how he sent all of his soldiers flying, the lieutenant decides to personally take care of Licht. But before this, we learn that the ballots are objects that enhance the abilities of their bearers. That is the reason why they are forbidden, and it is a crime to have one. After finishing this explanation, the fighting resumes and we see that Licht has a hard time escaping Jail since he is very fast when it comes to launching his attacks. After taking a big hit, he realizes that the lieutenant is hiding his true count. This is confirmed by Jail, who explains that if he showed his real number, he would be promoted to a position behind a desk, something he is not keen about because he would not be able to take care of his own goals. The thing is that he creates a kind of wall around himself and continues to attack our protagonist. Each time, Licht finds himself in more and more trouble, so he decides to carry out his final air attack. Unfortunately, Jail throws a huge iron bar at Licht, managing to knock him down, and he ends up imprisoning him. Having defeated Licht, Jail begins to question him since he realizes that he has the same fighting style as the one used by the army. He also asks why all of Alcia's military forces are looking for him, but Licht replies that he doesn't know anything and that he's just a pudding man. Since he is not cooperating, the lieutenant takes out an iron whip, and just as he is about to attack him, Lin gets in the way and receives the blow. She tried to convince him that Licht is good since he helped her hand out her flyers and helped repair a girl's doll. But Jail, who knows that she helps everyone in town, tells her that her actions are useless and that her only duty as a soldier is to protect the town from criminals. The cruelty of the lieutenant makes her cry, and this unleashes Licht's beast mode again as he frees himself to beat up the lieutenant for what he said. This causes both of them to use an impressive amount of power that clashes, causing the terrain to crumble. The part where Lin is standing breaks off. The lieutenant tries to save her, but Licht ends up winning the rescue mission since this time he is faster than before. Having saved Lin, Licht emphasizes that she is too fat and that she should stop eating too many burgers like most of us. Then, with one swift motion, Licht throws her toward Jail and says goodbye to them by running away from the scene. The only good thing about this whole fight is that in the end, Jail understands that the help and kindness that Lin offers is necessary for the prosperity of the world, so he builds her the playground that she wanted and tells her that he will go after Licht and that she and Pele will go with him. After this, we see how Hina and Nana manage to find Licht. They tell him that the whole army closed the main roads and now everyone is looking for him, but unsurprisingly, Licht doesn't care. Instead, he immediately asks Nana for something to eat. Nana doesn't care either, and she beats him up and tells him that if he wants to eat, he should get to work. She sends him to gather firewood at the forest with Hina, and Hina takes advantage of the moment alone with him to reproach him for not keeping his promise to go eat together. Luckily, she brought some food for them to enjoy together. Just when Licht was going to take his first bite of the sandwich that Hina had prepared for him, a kind of wooden plane suddenly jumped over them. Our protagonist quickly realizes that the plane is heading towards the edge of a cliff, so he urgently goes to rescue the girl who is piloting the aircraft. After rescuing her and having to endure the girl groping him because she thought he had the power of flying, she introduces herself as Pelmo and takes them to her workshop.